Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta. This one is about FRYETTE CYCLOPS working with FRYETTE Power Station PS-100 and kind of my whole switching system. So what is the Cyclops? It's a device kind of to me like an afterthought to PS-100, because you can use PS-100 either as a power amp or as an attenuated reactive load. But you couldn't use it same time with a preamp and with, big heads. It just didn't, get it. So with the Cyclops, I can use it as an attenuator / reactive load to big amp heads and as a power amp to a preamplifier, like my ADA MP1. It's foot switchable. It's just great. So let's go first through the signal chain. I'm gonna film this and so first it is the guitar. This is in standard E tuning now. It's a ESP Mirage Deluxe from 1987 with EMG 8185 pickups, FU tone goodies, drop tuner, you name it. Then the signal goes to my pedal board where I'm switching everything here. From the pedal board the signal goes to a Cyclops, like my guitar signal. From the Cyclops it goes to the ADA MP1 and then into the KHE, which acts as my amp switcher for these bigger amp heads. And then outputs, speaker output jacks from the amps goes back to the KHE, and then from the speaker out of the KHE it goes to the power station. From the power station, speaker out goes to my Mesa Boogie oversized cabinet from 94 with V30s, which is in another room, and I'm miking it with SM57 and Royer 121 like usually. So that's the setup, and then the recording the audio to Pro Tools. How I've connected this. So first there's a MIDI switch. The MIDI, the G-Lab is great. This is an old switcher, but it does many things. It works. If it ain't broken, don't fix it, which I haven't done. So let's say if I press JCM 800, check out what happens here. Hopefully you can see. So the MIDI switch is the KHE. So let's put it to rectifier, which is in loop 3. Great. Now it's the rectifier. MIDI switch is that MIDI. It takes care of that. This switch, TS switch, it switches the channels. You can switch them here too with this button, but it switches the channels of Cyclops. This output switcher, it's TRS cable. That switches the power station channels. I can also program this to switch between effect loop on and off, but I don't have anything in this power station's effect loop, so I haven't programmed it. Again, let me do this. I press ADA, look what happens. Changes it to preamp, changes it to a correct loop, but that doesn't matter what loop it is in there, because the signal from Cyclops goes straight into the ADA, so KHE isn't involved in there. Then it changes the channel from the first one, which is my attenuation channel, and then this channel is my power amp. So as you see, I have a little bit presence and depth included there, like I used to do when I used to have a VHD. It was called VHD then, the 252 power amp. I've said it pretty much similarly, nice depth and a nice presence. Cool. Back to, let's say, rectifier. Woo. ADA. Nice. Okay. So that's the signal chain. Hopefully you get it. FRYETTE has great manuals, so whenever you buy the product you get a manual. If you don't get it, they have all the manuals on their website. Links are in the description for the products and for the manuals. I just did like the manual says. One thing is, I need to mention this before I forget. So there's a ground loop switch. I don't have ground loop problems here. It was quiet, but it was sounding. My sound, for whatever reason, was a little mid-heavy than normally. I pressed the ground switch on and it went back to normal, just like I would do straight in the amp. I don't know what it is. Electricity is a mystical thing, at least to me. So if you have this, you connect this everything and you feel that the sound is a little bit different or there's something strange, just try out the ground loose switch. I found this on some other devices too. If I connect like this, let me show you. This Twin City, I have the lift on. There's no sound, listen. There's no hiss. But for whatever reason, when it was like this, the sound was a little bit different than it was by connecting straight into the amp. So I just had that on. Don't ask me why. Trust your ears, tweak the knobs, press in and out. But then when you find when it sounds good, it's good. Okay, back to the sound, or back to the first time to the sounds, because I haven't played anything yet. Hopefully you are still with me. Anyways, let's press the ADA on. So now it changes, it goes to the preamplifier. This changes to channel 2, which is my power amp settings. Then it goes to the boogie cabinet. Then on the ADA loop I have the TC Electronic D2 delay on the straight 2290 delay preset. And then I have a chorus ensemble on my pedal board, because I mainly use this ADA's clean solid state channel, which is like Roland JC120 for clean sounds. That's my main kind of crystal clean sounds. Let's play some Pull Me Under. Nice clean sound. And then I can, without doing any cable work, just press recto. What happens? This turns into amplifier, this turns to my first channel, which acts as a attenuator, and I have the recto now on. Alright, let's continue. Well, that was a little bit Welcome Home. Let's play the kind of the main riff of Pull Me Under. Nice. And if we're gonna wanna go a little bit, extra mileage, let's bring in Yamaha SPX90's program change C, which is kind of like a micro pitch shifter, and Lexicon PCM70's circular delays. Now it's huge. Let's turn this off. So these are connected to my Pro Tools Carbon audio interface, and they are going to the Pro Tools. So that's why it's a stereo, because this is a mono rig. And then, you know, okay, wanna change to Plexi from Recto. That was the Plexi. Back to Recto. Conclusion. It's a great device. Obviously, you don't do anything with this alone, so this is an extension of the FRYETTE power station, either the PS-100 or PS2, I think was called the one channel version. But if you have the power station, and if you have, you know, big old school tube amp or tube amps like me, and you also have a preamp that you really like. Obviously, preamp needs a power amp. For a long time, I used to run this ADA to the effect loop of the 5150 or the rectifier. These Marshall, they don't have effect loops. They are old. Or this is new, but it's hand-wired. It's made for the old spec, so there's no loops. So I was always running, and then, you know, if I run it to the effect loop of the Boogie, I can't use the Boogie at the same time. But now, when I have the Cyclops, it's great. It turns the power station into just a power amp for the ADA MP1 preamp. And then when I switch to whatever amplifier I have here, JCM 800, Plexi, Recto, 5150. It's the amp and it's this channel here and it acts as an attenuator. Fantastic device, strong recommendation. Thanks for watching, hopefully you found this interesting and informative, and thanks to FRYETTE for sending me this. It's a keeper. Until next time, take care, bye.